Hey, Mr. Clash here, and have a look at this perfect war. And we're going to do a little bit of a war recap. Now, you saw I did a video the other day, and I said we want you, we're recruiting, and this is what we're recruiting for. This kind of thing. Perfect war, guns and honey is the clan. And if you were wondering what the recruitment video was, I'm just going to put a link right above at the top right now, and so you can go check out what that is. So here we are. Look, let's just get into it. Town Hall 11 triples, all that kind of thing. There's our perfect war. Let's just have a look. Now, I'm going to show not just Town Hall 11 triples, but we're going to be having a look at some interesting Town Hall 9 attacks as well. So let's just get into this from Sloth. Okay, so here we go. Now, this is a max Town Hall 11. So this is a base that you kind of see here and there. And when I say max, I mean max defensively. I don't mean max walls. Now look at this. It's a minute and a half. A 90-second 3-star on a Town Hall 11. It's like you shut the front door. This is just insane. A minute and a half to 3-star Town Hall 11. Like sometimes you see that in Town Hall 9s. So you can just see the Queens had to activate the special ability. Look, both Infernos are still up at this point, however, and most importantly, you can see it's an air attack. Lots of balloons left, and 2 air defenses have been taken out already. And now, look, coming in at the sweeper, not even coming in from behind, coming in at the sweeper, obviously targeting straight onto the Inferno sweeper and trying to get the Eagle down as quick as possible. Plenty of haste spells. Still got a Rage and 2 haste left to just try and get around that base all over the place. Now, sometimes we have been seeing rage spells in conjunction with clone spells, but obviously that takes up additional spell places, and so you just saw the balloon on the left hand side just to help take out that archer tower on the left, just to help it distract a little bit more. Now you can just have a look. Too many balloons for everything that's left. Haste spell, loads of pups. Just look at the pups, and a few minions running around the place as well, and just good night for this base. Just wrecked it. 16 seconds left on the cleanup. This is just like the most insane attack ever. Just an insane Town Hall 11 triple in a minute and a half. Okay, so now that this is done, let's move on to, we're going to have a look at the next one. Let's go to the next one right now. Now, something interesting about the next one. Now, you did see a video that I had called the Queen Walk tool. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link for that up right above the top right now. Now, using that Queen Walk tool, Tobrag, the attacker, discovered that unless he deployed a giant and 2 wizards, and not specifically the troop, but unless what the wizards took out with the aid of the giant, if those things were not taken out, then the Queen was always going to keep going to the right hand side, and it didn't matter what he did with the Queen, she was always going to path to the right. So that pump in the corner and the army camp needed to go, and the only way to get them down was to put down the 2 wizards and the giants and the wizards. So wall breakers have come in now, and this is kind of following sort of like the procedure that you use to do a ring base. Now, I've just sped this up for 2 times because it does go for 3 minutes, and we do have a lot of attacks to go through here. So the Queen accidentally dropped a jump spell too, so now he's doing this attack with 1 less spell than he otherwise would have. So the Eagle Artillery has just gone down, so that's a pretty good big plus there. You've got the poison on the dragon, the baby dragon. You really need that balloon to go down. Balloon's down, baby dragon's down. Now bringing in some bowlers with the aid of a golem to just do a little bit of tanking on that side, more wall breakers coming in, and now the rest of the troops can come into the base. Now, the way this base has been designed, of course, by walking it from the right-hand side down south and then coming across, it really left nowhere else for the troops to go, and they did have to path around. There was nowhere else for them to go except exactly like you see here, to path around. Now, the base design, in essence, by attacking it this way, the base design helped the base get 3-starred. It was still close on time, don't get me wrong, and it still took a lot of planning and everything to get it done. However, there we go. That is another Town Hall 11 3-star. Now, I believe, where are we going to go to now? Okay, where we're going to go to now is we're going to have a look at this hit on number 4 base. Again, this is a Town Hall 11 triple. Now, in this case, you can see it's not a max Town Hall 11. There are a few little underpowered weapons. Let's just say, when I say underpowered, I mean underpowered for Town Hall 11. I don't mean underpowered for Town Hall 10 because they are all max Town Hall 10 weapons. So it's basically a max Town Hall 10. Look, you've got the Infernos, you've got all 4 Expos up, and they're max Town Hall 10 Expos at that. You've got the Eagle, and you've got not massively huge heroes on the other side. Obviously, this is part of the how you can kind of help engineer a little bit. You know, possibly near Town Hall 11, you just want to make things tough. Town Hall 10s are going to struggle, and so on and so forth. And it is like a little bit of a ring base with a moat in it and so on. And again, we're looking at an air attack. So there's a minute and a half left. You had the original push into the base at the, that you had. You've taken down the Town Hall. You've taken down an Inferno. 3 Expos are still up at this stage. So you've still got 3 Expos up. Now here come the pre-haste spells. So getting the haste spells down early so that the balloons and the lava hounds can get in. Now really the haste spells are mainly for the balloons because the lava hounds will just speed off. But you really need those balloons down. But you've got to get them in quick. So you get the pre-haste spells down. 2 haste spells left to go. Eagle's about to fall down. Once all the balloons get on top of it, boom, there it goes. Or there it's gone now. Expo's down. Beautifully placed free spray. And now just way too many balloons just coming in onto that air defense with the extra haste spell left. 3 minions still up the sleeve. Can easily place them for additional cleanup. You just have a look. There's nothing else left around the base. A couple minions down. Let's just speed that up. And then we'll get into the Town Hall 9 attacks as well. That went into helping make this a perfect war. So there we go. We'll just speed that up now. And we'll be going in with I'm going to have a look at there we go. Sorry, I just cut that a little bit short, but we are kind of a little bit short for time at the moment. All right, I've just saved the map time. We'll just dive straight into this. Now, this is obviously a Town Hall 9. It's a ring moat base, a moat ring. And of course, I've got videos on the channel on how to beat these bases. And here you're going to see one method of it. Usually they involve a queen walk. So you're going to have usually some kind of queen walk coming down one side of the base to clear a few things away, because if you'd be taking in with Valkyries. And then on the other side of the base, you're going to have some bowlers walking down with the king or a golem or something like that. So you're just clearing away a little bit of a funnel from each side of the base. Now there's a minute and a half left to go. So here you can see you've got some wizards backing up the golems on the left-hand side, and the heroes are going to start pathing around down to the right-hand side where that dragon is. So the king's gone over to the left now, so he's going to be assisting those golems with the 2 wizards over on that side. And now the queen's on the right-hand side here. So you notice that 1 test hog, 2 test hogs, and they zeroed in on the Tesla, and now that that's known where all the hogs are going to go, we can send all of them in. There are 3 heal spells left for the base. King with golem on the top left there, you can see heal spell in the core, Tesla, Expos, double cannon, all that really heavy hog killing kind of stuff. But just too many hogs coming in. Get that haste spell, get the heal spell down where the king is starting to do a little bit of extra damage onto the hogs, and just basically heal out of that danger zone. Now there's a big bomb there, you can see that. 1 more heal spell left to go. Golems and hogs on the top left, no problem. And hogs at the bottom with the queen, no problem again. Archers and so on and so forth at the middle. Of course, you still need to get into the town hall. Now, you have seen my main base. On my main base, I do have one of these moat ring bases for people to practice. But, of course, that base is not in this clan because I've just been doing some MDL wars with it. And I have my alternative base in this clan. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, I wanted to show you this one because have a look at the Valkyries. Level 3 Valkyries, level 16 Queen. Incredible. Okay, and there's a couple of little principles here. Now what I was just saying about the ring base before, technically, even though this is not a sealed off ring base, it has the same attributes that a ring base does, and that is a ring of weapons around a central core. And so attacking it in that method that I just talked about with the Valkyries, where you're going to have a queen walk do one side of the base, you're going to have a king with some golem and possibly some bowlers do another side of the base, and then you're going to have Valkyries come in and gut the core. And of course, notice that hog drop to draw the clan castle out, and now the poison will be placed on the clan castle, and the queen's job is to clear that one side and also deal with the clan castle. Now pay really close attention to when he drops his main Valkyries. Now obviously he's just dropped that Valkyrie in there. It's had a little bit of distraction on the enemy, plus it helps clear that defense away. And that's very, very important. So here comes the golem now. So you can see how that whole section has been cleared away. Got some wall breakers coming to trying to break in that wall. That's where the golem has decided to walk around, but the king can take that shortcut. Now the queen has gone, the healers have left the queen and gone onto the golem. Now here come the bowlers. Now they shouldn't really path around too much, but it's not going to be too detrimental if they do, because the king is in there. Now he is going to be dropping the Valkyries onto the expo area. So do keep an eye. Once this wizard tower goes down, there we go, they've got the jump. Now watch for the test Valkyrie and the single crosshair. Bang, single crosshair on the expo, and now the Valkyrie's tested, and now you can drop all the others. Now here they come. Pre-heal and has a rage. So pre-heal, pre-rage, they are level 3 Valkyries only, and this is a max defenses Town Hall 9, and just see how they just, boom, man, that whole core just about exploded. Okay, so this goes on for about another minute now. So I've just sped it up so that we don't have to sit there for a whole minute looking at it. And I just wanted to point this attack out because it's a low-level hero taking on a max base using the same principles of taking out a ring. Queen walk one side, bowlers with golem and king on the other, send the Valkyries in through the core, bit of a jump spell, bit of a heal, bit of a rage. You don't always need to heal and rage. Sometimes the rage is just enough. However, he only has level 3 Valkyries, so every little bit of help he can bring in is very much needed. So let's have a look at the next one. Alrighty, we'll just make this the last attack, I think, of this little bit of a recap on what the new Guns and Honey is doing. Getting perfect wars and things like that. Now, obviously, you just see he's bringing in 10 minions here. Now, obviously, having a look at what's required, if you put a wizard down or something like that, then what happens is the mortar can get the wizard. So what you do is you need to modify your army. And so what he's done here is only level 4 minions, modifying his army, swap out a few things, bring in the minions instead. Got a couple balloons to try and snipe those weapons. Of course, the air sweeper was going to pick on one balloon or the other. Balloons come in, doing a little bit of weapon sniping, assisting, helping get the cannon down, so on and so forth. The minions and the wizards together with the golems create a massively, awesomely wide funnel. The bowlers have to go in. So that's the trick with the bowlers. You need to get that funnel created nicely. Wizard's going to come down. Now, once they get into the core where the 2 expos are, there'll be nowhere left for the hogs to go. He's bringing 19 hogs, and he's going to come in not so surgically, not so incredibly light. So you notice that the cannon and the archer started to fire into the middle, so he started to drop the hogs down. He didn't get full protection on the hogs, but he got just enough. So the hogs were able to get down the archer tower and the cannon with only minimal damage being done to them. There is still a Tesla up in the middle, but he does have a heal spell there, and he's come in with the rest of the hogs now. So in essence, with 19 hogs, you could almost do 6 and 6 and 7, or 7 and 6 and 6, or something like that. Just, you've got to come in heavy because you did see there were multiple layers of defenses there. Now you notice how he's got a wall breaker, that he just sent that wall breaker in near that cannon. Now that was a very smart thing to do, because even though the wall breaker had no use for taking out a wall, it was going to do a tiny little bit of splash damage onto that cannon and make that cannon just that ever so slightly weaker than it otherwise would have been. So that's a good reason why, if you're bringing the 4 wall breakers, or you bring the 1 test wall breaker to get in, and then you find out you don't need it for your wall, you can always send that wall breaker in later near something else, so that the splash damage of the wall breaker going onto the wall will just take a little bit of health away from the item that you are sending the wall breaker on, and in that case a cannon for the hogs to take out. So there we go. That is the last attack of the recap. And this is the war results, and I just did a little bit of a clever cut then, magic of YouTube. And just to see Guns and Honey, and I just want to have a little bit of a look at our contact details. If you want to join the clan, Guns and Honey, join us for some wars. Here's what we're looking at. We're looking for Town Hall 9s, 10s and 11s. We don't have any rush bases, no .5s, no engineered things or anything like that. you must like to war and use 3-star strategies do only apply via our Discord server. The link to the Discord server will be in the description below this video, because that's where we are looking to rebuild the clan and get it going. So do please join us. Well, that's it for today's video. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.